In 1 Chronicles chapter 11, a new era begins for Israel as David is finally recognized as king over the entire nation. After the tragic death of Saul in the previous chapter, the tribes of Israel unite behind the man whom God had chosen years earlier. And David's kingdom begins to grow in strength and influence, expanding across the whole nation. The chapter opens with all the tribes of Israel gathering before David at Hebron. The leaders acknowledge that they are one people, united by blood and covenant. They remind David that even during Saul's reign, he was the one who led Israel's armies and guided the nation in battle. Most importantly, they recognize that the Lord himself had declared that David would shepherd his people Israel and rule over them. The elders make a covenant with David before the Lord at Hebron, and they anoint him king over all Israel, fulfilling the word God had spoken through the prophet Samuel many years before this day. With the kingdom united, David turns his attention to Jerusalem, which at that time was known as Jebus because it was occupied by the Jebusites. The inhabitants of the city confidently tell David that he will never enter their stronghold. But David and his men attack the fortress anyway. David announces that whoever leads the assault will become commander of the army. Joab, son of Zeruiah, courageously goes up first, earning the position of chief commander. After capturing the city, David establishes his residence there, and it becomes known as the City of David. He strengthens the city's defenses, while Joab helps rebuild the surrounding areas. As David's rule expands, the chapter emphasizes that the Lord Almighty is with him, causing his kingdom to grow stronger. The narrative then shifts to David's mighty warriors, the men who helped establish and defend his kingdom. These warriors are remembered for their extraordinary courage and loyalty. The first among them is Jashobeam, who once used his spear against hundreds of enemies in a single battle. Next is Eleazar, son of Dodo, who stood beside David during a fierce confrontation with the Philistines. When many others retreated, Eleazar fought so fiercely that his hand became stiff from gripping his sword, and the Lord gave Israel a great victory. Another memorable event takes place when David is hiding near the cave of Adullam, while a Philistine garrison occupies Bethlehem. David expresses a longing for water from the well near Bethlehem's gate. Hearing this, 3 of his mighty men break through enemy lines, draw water from the well and bring it back to David. But instead of drinking it, King David pours it out before the Lord in a sacred act of worship. He refuses to drink what had been obtained at such great risk, treating it as an offering to God. The chapter also highlights Abishai, brother of Joab, who earned honor through his bravery, and Benaiah, son of Jehoiada, who performed remarkable feats, including defeating powerful warriors and killing a lion in a pit on a snowy day. The chapter concludes with a list of David's mighty men from across Israel. These warriors came from different tribes and backgrounds, but they united behind God's chosen king and helped establish the kingdom. The key message of this chapter is that God's purposes are often accomplished through faithful people working together. David became king because God chose him, but many courageous men supported him along the way. Their loyalty, sacrifice, and faith helped build the kingdom God intended for his chosen people. Next comes 1 Chronicles chapter 12, where even more warriors and leaders from every tribe of Israel gather to support David, strengthening his kingdom and preparing the nation for unity under his rule.